you will believe in yourself today. And you will find that throughout your life, that one element, belief, self belief, will be your greatest challenge or your only difficulty, or however you might look at it, because belief in yourself is something that has to happen later. Meaning, we don't know until tomorrow if the thing that we're trying to believe is actually accurate, if we can do it, if it means anything to us. Because where we're accessing that belief is in our consciousness. And our consciousness is changing from moment to moment. It changes as you live. It changes as we all live, and it also changes as our world changes as well. And then we are meant to come to something within ourselves that we can believe in that makes us say, this is why I am alive. This is what my life was meant to accomplish. This is what I'm going to do, and I'm having joy with that. But we don't always find that, or sometimes we may run from it, or we may hide from it. And that's typically what happens, is that we're hiding from that place within us that could give us everything that we want, because that would be our authenticity. That would be our authentic self. And sometimes that can be challenging, and it might have been especially challenging for you now, even this day, possibly because of the changing energies that are happening, or the last several years, because we've gone through so many of them, and we're going to keep doing that for a little while longer. And I can talk about this today because that's the message that's on my site, Any Advice for Today. And as you go through it, you'll see that I started in 2008, and I put down every message that I received on this date on August 14th, and since that year. And then it forms an arc of understanding. And that's how I received information from Wilhelm. I didn't know that was happening. I didn't know I was doing that. But I was given a philosophy that can change your life and change our world. Coming to accept that and say it was really difficult for me because I'd never seen it done before, and neither have you. That's why it might have been challenging for you to even believe anything I was talking about or anything I was doing, or when I talked about Wilhelm or any of that stuff. Because there are times in human history where we develop something new that no one has seen. But that's what we're meant to do if we are going to evolve. From a young child, I always thought I wanted to see a better world. I wanted to see where things were operating in a different way. I couldn't even tell you why I had that belief or that idea, but you probably had it as well, that you were going to live a life where you were going to change something or change the world, or you have that ability. Well, the surprising thing is we do, and that's within us. And when I worked with Wilhelm, they showed me that's what it is. I'm writing an article called How I Was Given the Plan for Human Evolution, because that is what I have. But the human evolution has to happen through you. It happens through each of us because we each come to bring something, and it's going to be different. And mine was quite different. At 70, almost 75 years old, I can say it was really different, but what it did was it caused me to heal, which is what Wilhelm's work was meant to do for anyone who used it in our world, because that's what's going on. There's nothing that's going on in our world is happening accidentally. We're seeing chaos and division, and that all exists within us because we haven't been willing to own ourselves. We haven't been willing to access that next part of who we are, who we became, because it's always in the future. But in the moment where we're here and right now, we can access it, and that's what I'm doing today. Because I had to explain why many people could never understand me, because I didn't know what I was doing. I had no clue as to how this was coming through. But recently what's been revealed is that all of the information I've received from Wilhelm was energetically aligned, meaning that events happening in the world, astrological changes, planetary changes, they're interpreting information and giving that to me. I'll have a link in the article because I want people to see it. I doubted it for so long, for years. And even when I'm working with people, I ask for your birthday, just your month and day, because I don't need your year. That doesn't matter. It was that energy that when you came into the world that is affecting what's going on for you now. Because there's a connection that moves throughout your life. We're all interconnected in that way. When we talk about, the quantum sciences or quantum mechanics, even, we start to figure that out. But none of us need to go to that place to really understand what we're meant to do, because that's just the next step in front of us. We can only do that in the moment every single day, and that's what I did for 36 years. And so now what I can tell you is that you have this brilliant life you're meant to live, and it's coming about now. And I can also tell you that I was given the plan for you to do that. I was given the plan for all of humanity, humankind, to elevate, because we all operate the same way. Because what happens is we come into the world, we have limiting ideas and beliefs and ideologies that we have brought with us, or we learn them as we grow up. And so then we have to decide, are we going to let go of them? Are we going to move over them and start to remember who we are? That's ascension. That's going to that higher state of consciousness or understanding. And that's what I was able to do, because Wilhelm gave me all of that work. But I hid from myself. I doubted it. I couldn't believe it. And the reason I couldn't believe it is I'd never seen it done before. You may have something like that as well. You can never give up, because it's going to come about at some point. It's going to make sense to you if you keep putting the pieces together. And that's what I've done. I have a system that can take any single person. It doesn't matter who you are, where you are, what you've achieved, what you haven't done. Doesn't matter. Any single person. It'll take you to having this great life, because you'll move through every limitation and blockage that has been there. And that's just why I said it's the most sophisticated mindset course you will ever find anywhere. And it's the most valuable thing you would ever find, because you would never need anything else. Because this gives you the ability to start to direct your life, to become self-empowered, to become self-actualized, to rise to a higher state of consciousness. If it's in your spiritual self, fulfill your soul mission, whatever it is, it's all in here. And I couldn't have known that, because I had to live it first. But now I do know. And so I'm making this shift in my life, where I had kind of distanced myself for years from Wilhelm. I wasn't even going to tell you that I was doing it. But that's changed, because I've understood that I can access information like powerfully to give any person guidance and help on what your journey is. That's what I know, whether it's in a private session or whether it's in the program. And the program does that brilliantly. And that was something I could not explain before, except now I can. I can see that all the information was energetically aligned. And that's why you hear people talking about the changes that came up, how they've changed so quickly. And they had never done anything like this before. It just took me a while to accept it, because it was surprising, which your thing will be surprising to you as well, because you haven't done it yet. But now is the time we're supposed to do it. So please enjoy the article and look at all of my videos and the program itself, because this will take you to where you want to be in your life, and that's very individual and unique to you, but it is worth it and valuable, and that's why you're alive now. Right. See you soon.